Well, hello lovely humans, and welcome to my wedding venue.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I have dreamed of this moment, I think, for my entire life. Welcome to the Amsler building. I got a venue. It's so echoey in here. I have no idea what this audio is gonna sound like. It is this incredible space. Y'all, this used to be a grocery store. Like, that was the walk-in. This was a grocery store. So what we're gonna go ahead and do for this week's video is, first of all, freak out because this is my wedding venue. And second of all, I'm gonna take you on a tour, much like I've done on site tours that we've done here on this channel before, and let you know kind of what my eye is seeing as a wedding planner, and also show off how stinking cute this place is, because they just can't even. So without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. So it has been a lifelong dream of mine to, maybe not lifelong, but at least since before I started wedding planning, actually, I wanted to have a wedding venue. I knew that I wanted character. I knew that exposed brick would be like just something worth salivating over. I knew that I wanted history. I knew I wanted a place that you couldn't just replicate. I knew I wanted a space with character. I'm not gonna go into the whole story about how I ended up finding this place, but basically this wonderful young couple who owns an amazing barbecue joint. Someone's walking by. They don't know me yet. You will soon. This amazing couple had purchased it and hoped to use it as a catering spot for their events, but their barbecue is so freaking good that they literally didn't even have time to get this business off the ground. So they had me come in to do a tour, and I immediately fell in love. I left and I could not get this place off my mind. I just couldn't. I was like, it has exposed brick. It has original hardwood floors. It has the original tin ceiling tiles. This is like, if I could dream up a venue in my brain, this would be pretty darn near close to everything I have ever wanted in a wedding venue. That doesn't mean that there aren't some cosmetic updates that I hope to be making in this space, but we'll go through those in the walkthrough. But it really truly didn't take away from the character that is in this space. Okay, but enough chit-chatting about it. Let's go take a look at my wedding venue. All right, we are switching over to the vlogging camera because that one is, where is it? That was way too heavy to hold. I'm gonna try to do my best to not completely freak out the entire time that we're filming this and just communicate as if I am a wedding planner walking a space. But of course, at the forefront of my mind, and probably at everyone's mind, is that this is mine. This is my venue. Okay, should I start from outside? I should probably start from outside. Here is the outdoor space. It's 2 doors down from City Hall and the police department. Crawford, Texas is the cutest thing, I tell you what. And here are the storefront windows. And so one thing that I notice, obviously, when I'm here is that I don't think it's technically ADA compliant, but the good news is we do have a little bit of a ramp there and a little bit of a ramp there, and this is a smooth walk-in in case we do have anyone that happens to be in a wheelchair or have mobility issues with steps like these. So this is something that I, of course, see as a planner. And then you enter into the main space. Look how pretty it is. And obviously these windows provide a ton of light coming in, but also what this affects is how dark it feels on that end of the space, because there are no windows on the first floor of that end of the building. So you can see there's the first floor right here, second floor up there. These are all the original wood floors. One thing that I look out for is any sort of trip hazard. Is there any section that seems uneven? And there doesn't seem to be any here. We do have a couple of transitions between concrete and wood over there, but that's like tucked into a corner and the transition really isn't that bad. Now what I see when I see this space is obviously this can hold a ton of people, like a ton of people. If you're strategic about it, I think we could probably get like 250, 300. It might affect the size of the dance floor, but it is a possibility to remove tables to create a bigger dance floor if you need to. I of course prefer to not have any sort of moving of furniture during an event, but this space is going to be one that requires a flip. A flip is when you have a space that's dedicated to the ceremony and then the guests go somewhere else for cocktail hour, and during that time it's changed from ceremony to reception. This is a pretty massive space. So the likelihood of having a ceremony set up, like right here, and having some of the tables pre-set up for a reception, totally doable. Some people don't care for that look, they don't want their tables out, but if you do have a lot of items on your tabletops, we're talking chargers, glassware, plates, utensils, centerpieces, candles, anything that's going on your tabletops is going to need to be placed. If you don't have tables that are pre-set up, then it's going to be a lot of people working in a very short amount of time to make that flip successful. That can end up being something that's a little bit costly. So if you are presented with a space like this, although it's not gonna be as cool or glorious or wonderful, because if you are presented with a space like this, a flip is totally doable. You just need a lot of bodies moving pretty quickly in a short period of time. And the more items you can pre-place on top of your tabletops, the better. In my mind, it is ceremony space here, reception tables set up over here, and cocktail hour can happen up there. So we'd have the chairs for the ceremony here, tables set up over there, and then after the ceremony is over, we would send guests upstairs to the second floor. This is my current working plan for how I see this, so out of focus, for how I see this space moving, or how I see people moving around this space. I don't love that particularly because I don't like people seeing the furniture move. Does it matter? No. Do I still care? Yes. I like flips to be like kind of magical, or shuffles, like a guest leaves the space and then comes back and they're like, oh, is this a new room? That's how I like things to go. But in order to do a successful flip or a shuffle, you need to get the guests out of the way unless they're helping. Sometimes they help, sometimes they don't, just kind of depends on your crew and how hands-on they are. Once all the guests go upstairs, the tables can then be brought out and the chairs can be put around them again. Now personally, I think you could either do a head table or a sweetheart table on this wall or on the opposite wall. Just kind of depends on what backdrop you want. This one's really cool because it's nice and plain other than my recording equipment. It does have a little stage over here. I don't know if we're just going to ditch the green carpet, I know, so sad, or if we're going to completely remove the stage altogether. So both walls are options for head table, sweetheart table, some sort of anchor point. I really want to figure out what that advertisement is. I really, really, really want to figure out what that advertisement is. Like, I just want to peel away all the plaster to reveal that. But also I know that some people will appreciate that this is just a blank wall moment. But I want to know what that says. And in true walkthrough fashion, I'm going to take you through the guest experience. So after they've had the ceremony right here, also, those are probably going to go. We're not running a ballet studio. I actually don't know why those are there. I mean, they're nice. They're good mirrors. In fact, I might put them behind the bar. I digress. We'll get there in a minute. So once they're done with the ceremony, they would head on upstairs. Okay, first of all, the age and character of these stairs is so phenomenal. I can't, like the detail. But enough about me. And here is the second floor space. Obviously, those stairs are not ADA compliant either, so that is always something to keep in mind when you are searching for a venue. Do you have anyone that might need assistance or have mobility issues with stairs? So if a potential client were to have an issue or an interest in figuring that out, we'd probably just need to get creative with the downstairs space instead. Because elevators can be like $200,000 to put in, that's probably not gonna happen. So we'll just have to get creative downstairs. Okay, here's where I envision the cocktail hour space happening. All right, let me flip you on. More of the original hardwoods. Awesome windows. This is one scenario where I actually like don't mind the boob lights because I think they're original. I think those have a ton of character, just a few of them have bulbs out. It has a little peninsula right here and a peninsula over there. It could be a really fun spot for guests to kind of come and take a look at the action happening down below, but it would make me, as a wedding planner slash venue person, would make me really want to be mindful of like how the flip is happening. Oh, someone needs to sweep. Again, this view is really, really kind of fun. Some high top tables in here. I honestly don't think I'd do a whole lot to this upstairs space. It's pretty decent as is. I might, however, get the bars off the windows, simply because I have a hard time believing that there are a wild amount of wall scaling ninjas in the city of Crawford that would want to get in through a second story window. Maybe it's just me, but like, I think I'd pick a different access point, you know? And then built out over here, bridal suite, or the getting ready space, which for the most part is relatively well lit. I think I would want more lighting. If you are doing your makeup, the only options you have are in front of that window, in this little like dressing room closet, or in front of that one. But it is a good size holding space. There's a sink right here and a sink right there, which I think is really intentional. Little bathroom action just in case. Looks like some cleaning to do. Oh, look how funny this is. Sorry, the fan's loud. Look at that. That's their insulation. Isn't that crazy? This is all the original tin ceiling crown molding as well. Isn't that beautiful? I'm just kidding. It cracks me up. But the exposed brick. The exposed brick. That's someone's handprint. So it is a good size holding space. It is not, however, a getting ready room. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I could imagine maybe 3 or 4 girls getting ready in here, but anything more than that would probably be too much. This is mine. Okay, wait. Let's do another peek over here. I got the chills again. Okay. The original handrail, I think. I absolutely love the fans and the lights hanging down. Just the combination between the industrial and then the softness of having an older building like this is so dreamy. Look at those walls. Alright, I still got more to show you. Come on, Jamie, this is gonna be the longest video ever. Are you guys so excited? This is what I've been like holding on to for months, and I haven't said anything because I wanted to wait till I had the keys. And now I have them, and we have our first wedding here this Saturday. I'm freaking out. Now, the reason that we're having a wedding here this weekend is because in Texas, weather happens. I didn't know that was in California, but here in Texas, like, things fall from the sky and it gets very wet. So the couple that's coming here was supposed to get married on the bride's dad's property, but they don't have a rain contingency plan. So last minute, they're scrambling to find a space. So if you live in an area that is not Southern California that actually has weather, you do need to come up with some sort of contingency if there's a chance of rain. Because my hope is that this place is gonna get pretty booked out. Being 100% inside for a Texas venue is really, really helpful because couples can still go outside and take photos. They can still have those moments. They can still go out in nature and get that greenery in the photos as much as they want to, but their guests are dry. Their guests are comfortable in air conditioning. I'm not saying that outdoor venues aren't the absolute best. I will forever be obsessed with Hartley Botanica. Forever. The botanical garden for a wedding venue. It is something to keep in mind though, if it is a concern of yours and your space may not have some sort of option or coverage for you and your guests to go to, either having a backup venue or a backup plan for your current spot. But you wouldn't need to do that here, so. It's coming, okay. And then here we have the restrooms. This burlap on the walls, this is definitely gonna go. That burlap covering the base of the stairs is gonna go as well because there are plenty of storage spaces here, so I don't see the need to have this necessarily. I think that can kind of all be fixed up. So the majority of what I plan on doing is on this end of the building. Let's peek in the bathroom real fast. Love that there are 2 stalls. Absolutely love that because as you guys know, you need 1 stall for every 30 to 50 people. So 2, awesome. And then there's also a urinal and a stall in the men's restroom as well. I will likely be installing or trying to figure out putting in 2 more lights one over the sink and one over that other toilet. Ideal for a coffee, tea, water station. Don't love the shelf itself. I would probably want to get some sort of vintage sideboard or banquette that I can put here that really fits with the theme and the vibe of this space. I think that's super important. Also plan on painting over any of the exposed wood and making it all white so it just blends a lot better. You'll see, oh, fire extinguisher is supposed to be there. You'll see lots of texture and age on a lot of the columns, the walls, the floors, and I don't need to fix all that, but definitely creates a stark contrast for the stuff that is fresh and shiny and new, so I want to make sure that wood blends in a little bit better. This glorious beast is the current bar and used to be the checkout point of sale. And there's this. That's crazy. That's actually cold. It's an old drink cooler. I love this. I love this so much. The back side of the bar needs a little attention. Totally fine. And then a really cool worktop. But look at this. It's all different pipe sizes. Isn't that beautiful? So here's the bar in relation to everything else. You can tell it's extremely, extremely dark back here. That's a concern of mine. I'd love to address that, especially with all that harsh light coming in from that direction. So my plan is, and I've already talked to Dave from Amari Productions about this, to change out all of the light bulbs in the hanging lights to a color adjustable LED. So during the day they can be a bright, a fresher, whiter blue color, and then at night we can switch into something more warm when people are really looking to enjoy and experience the space. And then there needs to be some sort of lighting installation back here. I'm thinking, oh, there's more of that burlap insulation. Isn't that so funny? Yeah, the ceiling tiles need to be replaced here, so I'll probably remove those from another section of the building and put them here. There needs to be some sort of light here. It's also just really hard to see. That's just kind of annoying. Walk back out this way and then I can give you a little bit more of a light over there. And then we'll wrap up on the catering kitchen, because the sauciest space of them all. Actually, today's caterers, we had someone come do a walkthrough and they were like, oh my gosh, it has everything we need. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I want to hear. Look at that. Look at you. Look at it. Look at it. And then coming on over this way, oh, I forgot. That's the original walk-in, but right now is being treated as storage. And then the tables and chairs are behind here. So I'm contemplating taking this whole thing out. This whole thing, because there's still so much character back here that I feel like we're missing or losing, where this could be stored somewhere else. So right now there are 28-foot rectangular tables and I think 200 or 230 of those chairs. We are not keeping those chairs. Those chairs are squeaky, they're uncomfortable, and I don't like the aesthetic. Even though it is an extra expense and it's just a brand new space to me, I'm either gonna figure out renting chairs until we can afford to purchase our own, or straight out purchasing them, because it's really important to me that the guest experience is a good one. And if you're like, the whole time, like an elementary school multi-purpose room, like not a vibe. Not a vibe that I want to be dealing with. So those will go. I may offer them a few times if we can't get rentals in here or something, but like not a long-term thing. But obviously all of that could be stored somewhere else, ideally, hopefully, because there's a couple other storage closets. Because now this is just kind of dead space. This though is the original bank vault. Oh my gosh, this door's so heavy. Oh. Yeah, the light doesn't work in there right now, or there is no bulb, but it goes, I don't know, 10 feet back maybe? Okay, come on, big girl. Which puts us right next to the bar again, and the storage space, and then straight back out that way. So let's go on over here. Look at, even the back doors are so cool. Just, why? This texture, I'm so jazzed. And then here is the glorious prep kitchen. It's good, isn't it? It's so good. The cool part about getting this from a family that barbecues for a living is that they wanted to make sure that the catering kitchen had everything that they needed, obviously, as it was intended to be an extension of their barbecue business. So there are warmers, there's a big old fridge, lots and lots of prep space, multiple sinks, which is awesome. Another one over here. So while it's not a space that you can cook in, caterers will need to prep offsite or outside in an independent space, it is plenty of room to cater for very large events. And that's what we sometimes run into. Let's wait for lighting. Yeah, you saw how dark it got, huh? And that's something that sometimes we run into that can be really difficult to put into a venue space without it costing a bajillion dollars. So to have an already effective catering prep kitchen is a huge win. A lot of the other things that I've mentioned, like removing the burlap, honestly, I'd like to kind of do a wallpaper sesh right there. Like, could you imagine? Probably doing a couple tweaks in the bathrooms, maybe removing this stuff right here. I'm not entirely sure. It's all cosmetic. So for me, I'm like, at this point, we are simply going to just let it be what it is. And as we book events, AKA get some income happening here, that's when we can make some of those cosmetic changes. So I'm like, guys, I'm like freaking out. This is my wedding venue. Let's go back to the fancy camera, shall we? So what do you guys think? I hope you guys are just as excited about this space as I am. Now, obviously, a majority of you are probably not gonna get married in Central Texas. And no, this is not gonna turn into a venue remodel channel. If anything, I'll probably put that on my personal channel because I will be using my general contractor husband to do all the stuff and all the things, you know, put them to work. But I wanted to share in this excitement with you guys. And I also wanted to ask for your help. This space has no events happening right now. And obviously I'd love to fill this with love and laughter and joy, but there's still other ways that you can help support this place. One, go follow the Amsler building on Instagram. Oh my gosh, we're talking about my wedding venue. So if you could give us a follow there, that would be awesome. That'd be righteous. And of course, if you want to share or tell people about it or share this post to your story or, you know, scream with me a little, you're totally more than welcome and invited to do that. So. Two, another thing we've got going on is I am doing the Bliss Bridal Expo for the Amsler building on the 13th of June, and we are also hosting an open house on the 24th of June. So if you guys are interested and you want to stop on by, if you're anywhere in the area, or even if you're not and you want to come venture on out, we would absolutely love to have you. I'm gonna leave all the details down below. I mean, we'll probably have snacks, we'll probably have some drinks, and you know, come by and say hi so I can squeeze your face, that'd be great. And then lastly, if you do want to book us, I have left our email address for this space down below because I'm gonna be totally frank with you guys, we've got a wide open, like I think there's 3 events on the calendar. 4 if you include the ones happening in like 4 days. So that's all we have for this week's video, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for being here on this journey. 3.5 years ago, I didn't realize that this channel would become such an amazing part of my life, and I am so excited to start this next part of our journey with you guys. Does this mean that I'm not doing wedding planning anymore? No, I'm still doing wedding planning for sure. The hope was, of course, to find someone to employ to run this space. So it's not all me all the time, but for the foreseeable future, it's gonna be a little bit of a grind. And that's okay because 1, I love the hustle, and 2, I know y'all are here for it. Again, give the Amsler building a follow on Instagram. Come join us for the open house. I would love to see you. And if you are interested in booking out this space, just email me, because I have a wedding venue. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. I adore you guys to pieces, and I can't wait to see you in here as soon as possible. And until next week, bye guys.